Austin Braun's behind the plate that time, fires it down, made it close.
Boy, and let's hope Panetta's okay.
Good lick, Charlie. What's wrong with you? What happened?
모습이 나왔었는데요. 자, 크로스 헤딩. 지금 두 선수가 그라운드 안에 넘어져 있는데.
네.
Damn. Damn, it looks like he got into my beer again.
Even with all the attention given to concussions by the media over the last several years, attitudes, as evidenced in this video, have yet to change, and awareness and education are very much needed. Most recently, the CEO of a prominent youth football organization actually said, "You're not getting concussions playing Pee-wee football." An international group of medical experts called the Concussion in Sports Group has met 5 times since 2001 to formulate guidelines for concussions based on the current research, most recently in 2016. He got his bell rung. He got dinged. I saw stars. I'm in a fog. Mild traumatic brain injury. Traumatic brain injury, head injury, blow to the head, mild concussion, concussion protocol. Unfortunately, there still is a lot of confusion in the concussion world. What is the definition of a concussion? What is the concussion protocol? What is CTE? We don't know exactly how traumatic brain injury affects our youth. This makes it that much more challenging to protect them. Adding to the challenge, we currently lack protective injury surveillance. We don't have the data on athletes younger than high school age. Yet approximately 40 million U.S. kids play sports between ages of 5 and 14. And there are between 1.6 and 3.8 million sports-related concussions annually in the U.S., highest in the sports of football, soccer, wrestling, and lacrosse. Greater than 50% of these concussions go unreported, and over 40% of youth athletes are returned prematurely, in part because rarely are sideline medical staff present. Non-medical stakeholders, the parents, the coaches, the admins, are forced to become on-field immediate caregivers, yet are not trained on concussion guidelines. So what's the definition of concussion? It literally means to shake violently. The Center for Disease Control says a concussion is a brain injury that affects how your brain works. It can happen when your brain gets bounced around in your skull after a fall or hit to the head. The experts in the Concussion in Sports Group have a longer definition. The basics are: a concussion can be caused by a direct blow not only to the head and face, but elsewhere on the body with an impulsive force transmitted to the head. In other words, you can land on your keister and get a concussion. Concussion symptoms can come on fast, and typically they're short-lived and resolve spontaneously. However, in some cases, signs and symptoms evolve over a number of minutes to hours or even longer. You cannot see a concussion on a CAT scan or an MRI. It's not visible like a broken bone or a bleeding wound. Concussions may or may not involve loss of consciousness. What does the brain look like inside of the skull during a concussion? Here you go.